Aaron Rodgers was at Jets OTAs, Perloff, showed up day one, ready to go, red number 8 jersey on, takes the field, is jogging a little bit, and got hurt.
What the is Aaron Rodgers up to today?
Talking about his calf. Apparently,
I don't know. I mean,
it's the calf.
I don't think it's too serious.
What exactly were you doing when you tweaked it? Which were those?
I don't know. Just running, I guess.
Well, that's not great. Professional athlete tweaks the calf when they're running.
Yeah.
That sucks because he's going to do a lot of running this year.
Well, it's just a reminder. Well, maybe not, but it's just a reminder of, we forgot Aaron Rodgers is really old and could get hurt again. He's been hurt on and off. He's played a lot of games, but hasn't he been injured? We went through it. I feel like it's been 3 out of the last 5 years he's dealt with something.
Well, I mean, 1 year I think was COVID. He missed some games, but that's going to happen. But last year was the thumb.
Right.
But that's like a fluke kind of thing.
2 years ago it was a shoulder, right?
Yeah, but not like the soft tissue stuff, like the calves and things like that. I don't know if we've seen a lot of that. Listen,
I don't think there's been lower extremity stuff.
Not that we've known of. I mean, he's 38. We've already written this fairy tale here for the Jets. You know, you got Robert Saleh, their coach, saying they're one of the 6 to 8 teams he thinks that can win a Super Bowl. You know, we've really heaped the expectations, and maybe this was a good reminder. Day one OTAs, we're not even training camp. It's May. Calf. Boom.
That shoulder injury I thought was 2 years ago was 2017.
Oh.
when the Vikings, when he broke his collarbone, remember that guy? Yeah. I think it was Anthony Barr.
Yep.
So the last few seasons he was actually 17 games last year, 16 games. So since that shoulder injury, he hasn't missed a game. That's pretty impressive.
He was actually asked about that today.
Yeah.
He was asked about playing through injuries and how important that is to him. And his line was, if my 80% is better than the guy behind me, then I owe it to the team to play.
Wow.
I'm like, well, tell us what you really think about Jordan Love. And then the other party said, I have such a good relationship with the trainers. I tell them when I'm going to play. They don't tell me. He said he thought
he said that today?
He said that today. He said he thinks some guys today look to the trainers to tell them, hey, you shouldn't play. He says, that's not how I operate. He wasn't talking about like head injuries, I don't think. That's not the trainers. That's like the independent neurologist people tell you if you have a concussion, you can't come back in. But he said, I tell the trainers.
That's an oddly confrontational comment about trainers.
He said he's got a great relationship with them all. Just doesn't listen to anything they say.
Nobody was sort of calling for that in May. But, okay, Aaron, good to know. The thing about Jordan Love, everyone knows exactly what happened last year. There's no way he was sitting and letting Jordan Love ball out and ruin his entire legacy in Green Bay.
I don't think that was ever going to happen. He also mentioned something about how it's nice to have a quarterback room where everyone is seriously committed and on the same page. It was a little passive aggressive.
What the heck is he talking about?
I don't know. Stu will find it. Stu, you got that? Stu will comb through the entire Aaron Rodgers press conference and find it.
But I don't understand, though. Is that because of the coaches or the players? Because
it might be the coaches. It might not have been shade towards the players.
I mean, because it can't possibly be Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle or whatever. I have no idea.
Zach Wilson, who the coach told, go read a book somewhere, cannot be more possibly dialed in than Jordan Love. I agree with you.
Because didn't Rodgers get his guy Tom Clements back in the quarterback as his quarterback coach?
Well, Nathaniel Hackett he got as his OC.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I don't know if Hackett's in the quarterback room, but he definitely got his quarterback coach agreement. Whatever. I'm not going to parse together his words. Like, it's just a little. It just feel like a little warning shot of what a disaster this could end up being.
Well, no, I don't think so.
You don't feel like today it was like, oh, yeah, this could go really awry because Russell Wilson last year, Brett Favre in 2009, this might not work. I think it's hard to wrap your head around the potential for failure.
Well, define work because he was asked about the state of New Jersey and delivered this, Jim.
Look, I'll be honest, the only jersey I kind of knew about besides Teterboro was Jersey Shore. And I was assured that was not a proper representation of this great state. But,
You're not a fan of Snoopy?
No, I'm not saying I'm not a fan. I'm just, that was the only lens I saw, the jersey through. And I'm a fan of all of them. I actually went to Pauly D. A Pauly D set back in Vegas and back when I used to go there a few times a year back in 2011 or something. So
there's no way this is going to be a failure. There's no way this is going to be a disaster. I don't even care what happens on the field. We got Aaron Rodgers at a Pauly D set in 2011.
Oh, God.
Carlos covered his eyes.
Yeah.
You were embarrassed for Aaron Rodgers?
You can't admit that.
You can admit that. 2011, it's been over a decade. The statute of limitations
Anybody
says...
went to a Pauly D concert, you need to keep that to yourself.
Are there things that you've done that you don't admit to now, like going to a Pauly D concert? Or DJ set?
I've been to a Pauly D DJ set. He used to do a lot of SI stuff, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of my life I really wanted to do that. But one thing I say about Aaron Rodgers, the little calf injury today and all these funny comments and everything, he definitely can't let go of the news cycle. He just cannot do it. He saw LeBron.
That's why this is destined to be gold.
Gold, except, I mean, it's pretty much destined to fail. Isn't everyone seeing gigantic failure here?
I mean, today's not huge red flags. A
Just
calf
the way he
injury, but
talks,
it's May
everything.
23rd. We got plenty of time to heal from a calf, except for some reason calf injuries keep guys out forever.
It's just the talking, too.
Oh, you think that's going to be a problem?
No. I just think everything is just like, we're just recreating Green Bay, except it's going to be in New York, except that he's a year older and his team is an unknown. And it just seems like we're veering into that Russell Wilson in Denver territory.
Really?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I've been surprised all along why Vegas wasn't more into the Jets. They seem like a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
But Vegas has them at 9.5 wins. So sort of middle of the pack.
Well, but that's also the AFC. Thank you.
I don't know.
Russell Wilson being weird.
It's when he limped off today, I'm like, there's a great risk here because he's an older quarterback, and you ignore that in May, but then it dawns on you, wow, this might be a little dicier than we thought.
Well, listen, the schedule is not going to do them a lot of favors to begin the season. So they open Buffalo, that's Monday night. Then they're at Dallas.
Right.
New England's always tough. Kansas City, but at least you get them at home, I guess. Then you're at Denver, then Philly. That's all before your bye.
Oof.
No, I know. That's a tough first 6 weeks. I'm telling you, if they're 2-4, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But today wasn't red flags. Today he's still getting to know the media. He's still charming everybody with the jersey stuff. He knows what he's doing. The calf injury, he said it's minor. We'll see.
I don't know. Something about today just reminded me. Oh yeah, the Aaron Rodgers thing. It just feels like I don't know. It feels like the Pat McAfee show era Aaron Rodgers, where everything is like. Everything's an interesting comment. Everything's this.
We're still in that era. I thought it's funny.
But it started after the success after the Packers were done winning playoff games, and Aaron Rodgers became this poet philosopher who does an interview every week.
Yeah.
Is this going to be more about headlines for things he says or headlines for things he does on the field?
Well, I mean, the Jets fans are hoping on the field. It's still Aaron Rodgers. He's got a good team around him now.
Definitely.
But listen, we're still in that era of Rodgers. I saw Diana Rossini from ESPN tweeted a couple things that coaches and people had told her behind the scenes about what Aaron Rodgers is like, and it was in all caps. He talks a lot. Yeah. Yes, that's the full Rodgers experience.
I don't know. I got to go back in my archives, look at the 2009 August Brett Favre headlines.
Just match them up.
There is such a thing as destiny, and Aaron Rodgers joining the Jets has this feeling of destiny to me.